What's up, Anand?
What's going on?
We got no D today.
Yeah, I don't even know where he is.
Who knows?
At this point,
He could be in Alabama. He could be in Italy.
he could be in France, he could be in Miami, he could be in New York.
Yeah,
It's
we
all
don't
up-
know.
It's all on the table.
Yep. Well, screw it. We're doing it without him. What's going on?
I find one of the most interesting transitions of thought that I've seen in a long time. So basically, Silicon Valley,
Yep.
if you're not MAGA, or is it MAGA now? Because I used to call it MAGA.
You know, that's a good answer. That's kind of like Kamala and Kamala. I'm not sure, but we should definitely get it right. I think MAGA.
Okay, MAGA. I guess I have because they're in power, so I have to say
MAGA
it
feels
right.
more white.
Okay, so MAGA.
Yeah. That's the way
Every
you say
single
it.
technology person, white, Indian, Asian. As you know, I have many friends up there in Silicon
Right.
Valley. They've all fell in line.
Oh, they're all MAGA.
All of them.
That's funny because is it the same friends that you said were predicting a Kamala landslide, or
They were not MAGA until it got cool to say you are.
yeah,
And honestly, people dunk on them on social. Elon was the first.
yep,
He went pretty early. But Chamath and Sachs actually put their neck on the line for it.
They did.
Before it was even clear he was going to win or not. It was still a toss-up at the point.
Right.
And now everyone up there has jumped ship and they think Trump's the greatest person of all time. And these are Indian immigrants from different countries.
Right.
These are Indian Americans from here.
Yeah.
These are Obama voters. These
Yeah.
are Biden voters.
They're probably Kamala
and-
voters.
Probably them.
Yeah.
But now it's like you're not in the cool circle in Silicon Valley unless
Yep.
you're like Trump's the greatest person of all time. Silicon Valley is the most groupthink people
Yeah,
that I've
that's
ever
funny.
seen in my life.
Yeah.
And
That's
I don't even
funny.
care about your politics, right? Like the populist movement, the people that felt like they were left behind, you know, I had like, okay, I get why you would think this, you know, guy's
Right.
going to come in and save your life and save your factories, even though it was all bullshit. But I could understand why you would buy into that message.
Right.
Now,
But not the tech bros.
the super rich tech bros and tech women too.
Really?
I know an Indian woman who's not from this country that said she's full
Wow.
MAGA.
It's funny how man, I never thought this would happen. To be honest with you, even after Trump won, I thought there would still be a pretty large group of Silicon Valley that would, you know, stay super Democrat, try to fight to, you know, start to get their plan together for what they're going to do in 4 years. Who would have ever thought there would be a wave of MAGA trend in Silicon Valley? That's shocking.
It's widespread. It's an epidemic. It's a MAGA epidemic amongst minorities in Silicon Valley.
Do you feel like you're going to jump on board soon, maybe?
No, but it's funny because the whites are the only ones still Democrat, like Reid Hoffman.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Do you feel like, you think maybe in like a year you'll be down to jump on board, or like, are you going to ride this out to 2028? What are you thinking? Do you feel inclined to maybe change your?
No, I'm not inclined at all. And I think I'm the last one in a lot of circles that I'm in that's holding strong.
I feel like I'm really excited to hear the awkward interactions that you have, you know, because I do think you're going to hold strong. And I think you're also like, you know, I think that you're pretty stubborn in that sense. I'm not saying that in a bad way, but like you're going to hold your position. And I'm really curious to hear the awkward interactions that you have once everyone completely jumps ship.
I already get it. I got called a pussy.
By who? By what? By
close friend. It's like, why don't you like this guy? And I said my reasons, and he goes, "You're a fucking pussy."
Was he an Indian?
Yes. I'm already getting it. I told you at the Revolve opening, people talked to me like
Hazing
I attended
you.
a funeral.
It's funny how like this is kind of what people thought was going to happen in 2016. You know, like people are going to be empowered to call people pussies, and I think it's kind of happening now.
Yeah, the Overton window, which is what's acceptable, has broken the ceiling glass.
But man, Silicon Valley, I never really thought to be like when I was listening to that Mark Andreessen podcast, he was talking about how there's like two separate types of dinner parties now in Silicon Valley, and there's essentially the Democrat dinner parties that you're not invited to if you're a Trump guy, and then there's the more niche Trump libertarian sort of dinner parties. And it sounds to me like the MAGA dinner parties might be winning.
That was before the election.
Yeah, so you're right.
The point is, everyone calls Silicon Valley the smartest people in the world, in which I think there's plenty of them.
Right.
But they also just follow whatever's hot.
Because the problem is there's like, it's a group of really smart people, but there's a few like cult leaders. Like, I feel like they all follow like a Peter Thiel or a Keith Raboy or a David Sachs.
Those guys were the originals. So they've been pumping this since 16. The people I'm talking about flipped on November 5th.
All right. Right.
And now they're like all Trump, which I don't respect. I just don't respect it.
Right.
Because you should have said it before. You should have said 2 weeks before.
Yeah.
Even D's been saying it for months.
It's funny that even though I was trying to get you to like buy into the momentum and just like ride the positivity wave, I still, even though I was trying to do that, I still think, maybe it's because now these people are like calling people pussies and stuff, which is like, you're so into it, that it's like, dude, that was not you 1 month ago.
Exactly. That's my point. And he's not even in office. We don't even know what he's going to do yet. We just hear like one press conference.
I think we're going to see some really funny shit that like we never thought would happen. Just like the way people are going to jump on board and like fanboy this movement. Because, in 2016, there also was zero involvement from Silicon Valley. And now it looks like, there's a handful of really heavy hitters that are actually involved in the actual White House. And that's very, very different. And so we're going to see some interesting stuff, I think.
Yeah, I think it's the same way everyone in Silicon Valley at one point said SaaS is the end all be all. Then they said it's AR, VR. Then they said it's crypto.
Right.
Now it's AI. Now SaaS is useless. AI is going to destroy SaaS.
Now it's MAGA. But my point is they are very clever on how they like to jump ship really quickly. Yeah, it's really interesting to see, especially because like you said, he's not even fucking in office yet.
Yeah.
Like that was I want to know, I wish I had a list of people who voted Kamala who are now calling people pussies. And
it's probably pretty high.
It's probably high. Oh shit. Okay. Well, that's a good update. I think please keep us as updated as you can with like, the scene from Silicon Valley, because I think this tie-in of MAGA and Silicon Valley over the next 4 years is going to be fascinating. I think you could be right that it could all kind of dissolve after 6 months because of egos and things. It could all be a fantasy. It could work. Who knows? But like, it's a wild integration of cultures.
It is funny because they're all Obama voters.
For sure. And it's literally the people that 4 years ago or 8 years ago, you looked at as the smartest people. And then 8 years ago, the people who were called the dumbest people, like the Trump voters were the dumb people. Right. It was the messaging, and now they've joined forces.
It's fascinating.
It's literally bell curve meme of like the dumbest people and the smartest people and then like everyone else,
Yeah, I feel like if I went to Sand Hill Road, which is where all the VC firms are,
Yeah.
with the
Trump flags.
With the Kamala Waltz hat, I might get denied.
Right. Which is mind blowing.
Like it's the same way that people thought about Trump in 2016.
It really is. It really is. That's what it feels like. It's so weird. I feel like everywhere I drive now, I also went and played golf at Trump golf course, but the week before that, I went to, Moore Park, like deep in the valley. That's MAGA central. Moore Park feels like fucking Akron, Ohio. It is just flags on everyone's houses. It is wild. And you're right. Now when I see like a Harris Waltz bumper sticker, it feels weird.
Someone's going to vandalize it.
Yeah. You fucking pussy. It's like a little skinny Indian dude. Like, you pussy.
Exactly.
MAGA,
that's
bitch.
what it is.
It's amazing.
Let's quickly talk about the Fed because they tanked the market today.
Yeah. So can you explain? So today the Fed lowered interest rates a quarter point, another one. And the market is just absolutely tanking and crypto's tanking and everything's tanking. But I thought this is a good thing.
So I think it's the commentary, which really is the reason. Inflation's not going anywhere. And the key metric to look at is the 10-year treasury yield. Yeah. And when that started spiking, the market started tanking. So
is there a way to do like a Cliff Notes explanation of the 10-year yield and why it?
The 10 years basically the benchmark of what the risk-free rate is. So it went up, I think, to 4.5% today. And it was at like 4.4, I believe. Right. And so just think about everything just costs more to borrow. So your auto loans are going to be more. Your mortgages they creeped up. Your mortgage rate, I think it creeped up to like 7.3%. So what they're saying is you're going to have less money.
Right. So why are interest rates lowering and those things are raising?
Because everyone thinks inflation's persistent and the Fed said they're not cutting as much as they thought they would for the next year. And they still have this target of 2 to 2.5%. It went from 2 now to 2.5. And I think we're at like 3.3. But the larger point is average Americans will have less money. Right. No question.
Right. And but here's my other question is, keep going.
And then crypto sold off because of margin. People are levered. So a 2% correction turns into a 4% correction because everyone's levered and they get wiped. So I think in 1 hour, $310 million of crypto got liquidated because of margin calls.
Right.
And that's because people are in certain exchanges globally, you can be 100x levered. So meaning
that's insane.
You could buy $1 of crypto and pretend your notional is 100.
Right.
And so if 100 goes to 1,000, you make, the spread. So in the US, it's much more regulated, but still people are levered and people are levered in the stock market too. And I'm sure people got levered in the last few weeks because they thought it was an uninterrupted run up because of all the stuff that happened post-election. The real answer to all of this is just a momentary dip.
Right.
And this
feels like a flash
probably
sale.
Hedge funds are going to come in and buy everything.
Yeah.
I had a friend last night that I hung out with. He had a couple calls with pretty large hedge funds.
Yeah.
And they all said there's so much dry powder ready to pile in the market. Yeah. And he's like, everyone thinks the boom is like continuing. I think a wide range of banks so the S&P's at like 6,000 now, probably a little lower.
Yeah.
That they're predicting 6,500 to 6,750 by the end of the year of 25.
Yeah.
Those are massive gains.
Yeah.
I don't think this is alarming, but I do think what's going to happen with this administration is the top 5%, I would say, of wealth in America compounds significantly.
Yeah.
And I don't think average Americans are going to benefit.
Yeah.
The ones that actually put him in office.
Yeah, I agree with you, actually, because I think it is going. I mean, it would seem, as long as we're right that this is a momentary little dip, which it does. I'm sure tomorrow everything will be back up, or whatever, Friday. Naturally, what's happening here is it's showing that inflation and these things that are hurting, the lower and middle class it's going to be tough. I mean, all signs point to that's going to continue to be tough. That's what you're saying. Even, interpreting what Jerome Powell said today. But yeah, also to your point, all I'm really doing is reiterating what you were saying. But I think it's going to be for people who are invested and who are in crypto and who are doing all that. It's just going to be, as per usual, like the tale of two cities here. It's just, if you're struggling to buy eggs and eggs are a little more expensive, it's going to be tough, it seems like. But if you're YOLOing your fucking Bitcoin, I think you're probably going to be pretty happy.
Yeah. I mean, I think top 5% might even be generous. It's the top 1%. All the Silicon Valley guys are like, oh shit, I'm going to make a fortune. MAGA,
but I'll even say, you fucking MAGA pussy, you broke bitch. I would even say the people, thinking about some of our listeners that I've talked to, even the people that, have good jobs that aren't going to go anywhere and who are very disciplined about their investing, I think they're going to have great years. I mean, I know people who, once again, I know a friend in particular, just to speak in particulars, who makes good money and has a good job, but is pretty disciplined about investing, and really started at the beginning of this year, which was a great year for that. Yeah. And I'm talking like S&P index and Bitcoin and Ethereum. And, that person broke 100K in savings for the first time in their life this year, and probably is up like 30%. I think even for those type of people, next year will probably be really good. It's just, if you're living check to check and trying to support a family and trying to buy groceries, which is a massive part of this country, it seems like I don't really see like a bright spot that is showing.
Yeah, because the messaging's already changed. The campaign was run on, I'm lowering egg prices, I'm lowering grocery costs. Right. And in his press conference yesterday, he said, I don't know if I'll be able to do it. Let's see. It's not up to me. So it's already indicating that the average person's still going to get screwed.
Yeah, I'm really, really, really curious, because the hopes are high.
Well, you think about who showed up at Mar-a-Lago, and they have to. I'm sure the board mandates them, because he's the one that's going to dictate their stock price at this point. If you're on the wrong side of Elon or Trump, it's probably bad for you. So Bezos showed up, $1 million to the inauguration.
Right.
Zuck, $1 million to the inauguration. Satya from Microsoft, $1 million to the inauguration.
Yeah.
Even Netflix CEO, who's a Democrat, who funds Democratic causes, Ted Sarandos, I believe his name is.
Yep.
He showed up to Mar-a-Lago. Everyone's going.
Oh, it's so fascinating. I just can't wait to see how this plays out. Right.
They are going to make a fortune.
Yeah.
But the person worried about their eggs is not.
Right. I cannot wait. I mean, I feel like, if nothing else, number one, politics ever since 2016 has been, probably way too much, but so much in the normal public conversation more than ever. But man, I just feel like the next 4 years is going to be nonstop action.
Here's my question, though, to the populist movement is the reason why he got elected in 2016 and was the bulk of the votes this year as well. The rich people just came on board either right before or after.
Yeah, I think most rich people were Democrat.
But what happens to them in 2 years when they're still in the same bad position they are today? Do they have a different view? Or is it just messaging and it doesn't matter what actually happens?
I think there's a chance that Trump is so good at marketing that he can maintain the hope. Like there's a chance that those people can, if that is how it plays out, and those people are in the same position, which is likely, I think he is such a good marketer and speaker that they'll think that it's coming. Oh, they just opened a new factory in Michigan because Trump tariffs and John Deere moved from Mexico to, oh, it's coming. You know, like there's something coming. I think would be the case. Because I think in a way, Trump was almost saved by COVID because he was able to blame, the fact that he didn't quite get the job done because of COVID. And I think that really helped him, with, hey, it was better under me. We were on the right track. We were about to get it all solved. I think that kind of benefited him in a way, but I don't know. It's going to be fascinating to watch.
Yeah, no, totally. I'm curious. I wish we know. I'm sure some listener that voted for Trump that is struggling, how they're going to feel in 2 years.
Well, I have, I'm going home for Christmas. I can do some.
Yeah. And then you have to do the 2 years from now.
Yeah. I think there's some cousins and stuff, that I could probably interview. There's definitely some, how do I say this? There's some cousins that I only see when I go to Ohio that are more like distant cousins that for sure fall directly into who you're hoping to hear from. So yeah, I could do a 2024 and then a 2026 interview.
Market research.
Yeah. What about, speaking of crypto, this Senator Cynthia Loomis says 2025 will be the year for Bitcoin and digital assets.
So she's a senator from Wyoming. She met with David Sachs, who's now like the crypto czar and AI czar.
Yeah, that's amazing.
The anticipation is as soon as he starts, they're going to figure out a crypto strategy for America. Jay Powell today said the Fed can't buy crypto. I think his term's up in a month, so it really doesn't matter what he says, because even if his term extended, Trump would fire him on January 20th. It really wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
And it's the first time, honestly, since crypto started, Bitcoin in 2008, but more mainstream in the last 6-7 years, that the U.S. government is playing ball.
Right.
And I'm curious why Brian Armstrong, the CEO of Coinbase, didn't show up at Mar-a-Lago. Yeah. I know he's very close with Sachs.
Yeah. I bet he's doing something.
He's just background.
Yeah.
So
he's definitely done his, or
maybe
doing
he did so much in the last 12 years. He's like, I got to take a break now that we have people that want to support us.
You said he is friends with Sachs?
Yeah, they're friends for sure.
Okay, 100%. That's good. That's huge. I mean, Coinbase might have just hit the lottery.
The cryptos are and the CEO of Coinbase.
Right. I mean, come on.
Not investment advice. This was the same trade when BlackRock was investing in Bitcoin at 56K. Like, you could triangulate what's going to happen.
Right. I mean, fuck. God, I wish they would do like a White House podcast.
Well, apparently Vivek or Vivek, I have friends that with the same name that pronounce it differently. So I'm not.
Listen, you're going to have to get some fucking respect here. Okay. It is Vivek, like cake. That's what he always says. You did this to me. Now it's time for you to put some respect on Vivek's name.
And they're supposed to do a pod, him and Elon.
Yeah, I did see that. I just would like RFK and Trump and Elon and Sachs, like all these people that know the value of it. I'm not saying like a weekly fucking Donald Trump podcast, but like, man, it would just be blockbuster. I think even with Sachs, like the fact that if Sachs wasn't on All In, like I wouldn't really know who he was, or I would have like preconceived notions about him or whatever. But now it feels like somebody is in charge of crypto and AI, and like it feels so much more, relatable or whatever. I just think it would be blockbuster if we could hear from these guys once a week. Maybe they'll do that with Doge. Maybe they'll pull some of the guys in.
Yeah. Do you think the government, they're able to loosen those restrictions to let people in? Because I've listened to every All In pod since the day they started, and they obviously were much looser when they started till now, because they realize now they have a shit ton of listeners.
Yeah.
Can people now involved in the government have loose lips about what's going on?
Yeah, I don't know, because Sachs hasn't been on the pod, I don't think, the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, and they said they're going to rotate through some guests. I saw on Twitter, because he's busy. Is he busy or is he being told not to?
Yeah, I would assume that there is a little bit of like warning that you got to be a little extra careful now. Also because of things like, I mean, obviously this was ridiculous, but like the Tony Hinchcliffe moment, like there are these moments where if someone tries to tell a joke or goes off the rails, it reflects on Trump. I would imagine, I don't know. I would imagine you would be told.
The political scientist thinker, Jeffrey Sachs, not related to David Sachs, different spelling of last name.
Yeah.
He has done multiple podcasts where he says the deep state, in his opinion, is a 30-year bureaucrat.
Yep.
That they just last through all the administrations, whether it's Republican, Democrat, and they're the ones who actually control what's going on.
Yeah.
How, like, are these people going to be able to, like, where's the clash? I can't imagine a 30-year bureaucrat, whether they're Democrat or Republican, wants Elon and Ramaswamy coming in and saying, this isn't how it's going to work. It's also so fascinating.
Also, I don't think we can discount the like power of fame. You know, like we've seen the way that people act around like celebrities and stuff. And Elon is like, you know, one of the biggest celebrities in the world. And I think like sometimes the way that people just, I mean, look, if you've had some boring job that you've had for 25 years that whatever, you've just rotated out presidents and administrations, and all of a sudden Elon's walking around with his kid on his shoulders and fucking talking about rockets and shit, you might be like, fuck yeah. It might be like Silicon Valley. Like everyone just all of a sudden jumps on board.
Or they know they're going to get fired, because that's also his one of his mandates.
Well, I think if you judge by what it seems like happened at like Twitter, is the people who were scared and who fought against it did get fired, and then everyone else got on board and went into hardcore mode.
This is a crazy experiment for the government of the biggest country in the history of the world.
Well, and as like nerdy reader dude over here, there's like 15 books being written right now that are about to start.
Oh, yeah.
The Elon perspective on what he did.
Who Walter Isaacson, I'm sure, is going to write something.
I mean,
Michael Lewis will write something.
Yeah. Apparently Trump's suing Bob Woodward.
Yeah. Bob Woodward is.
But all of those types, like think about all the gold that's about to happen in the next 4 years when it comes to content and books and documentaries. And I will watch every single one. I read the fucking Omarosa book.
What's she up to?
She wrote a book about her time. Because remember, she was like part of Trump's squad in 2016. And she wrote a book about it in like 2018 or something. I read it because I was just so fascinated with like, what the fuck is going on in there? And that's Omarosa. And that's 2017, 2018, when I couldn't have really cared less compared to now. If someone came out with any piece of content about whatever the fuck is about to happen or what happened over the next 4 years is going to be blockbuster. So we'll see.
Be fun.
Okay, next up, let's just quickly tap into the TikTok saga. So obviously it looks like, apparently Google and Apple have already been told to prepare, in January to take off TikTok from the App Store. Everything seems really serious. Everything seems like it's moving forward. But that being said, Trump has said he has a, sweet spot for TikTok because he does feel like it helped get young voters in his election. And it looks like the Supreme Court is going to take a look at it. What's the update that you know?
I think both things are exactly what you said. The Supreme Court is getting ready to vote on a ban. Donald Trump likes TikTok now because he said he won the youth by 34 points.
Yeah.
So everything with Trump we know is a scoreboard.
Right.
So the scoreboard told him the youth have gravitated towards him, and he credits his son Barron Trump, who he should be in the NBA with how tall that dude is. He towers over Trump, and Trump's like 6'4".
Yep.
So how tall is this kid? And, I think it's another, like the TikTok CEO showed up at Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah. It's not going anywhere. I'm telling you guys. I'm telling you, I would place my bet on it's not going anywhere.
But knowing Trump's not running for re-election again, you do think he just wants to stay on? He just wants to keep it on because he resonates. He certainly resonates on TikTok. There's like no question.
Yeah. Yes. And I think that like, if you're looking at it politically, like I think Trump cares about being liked when he leaves and being looked at, in a positive way. And I think that like there is a massive portion of people that for better or for worse will have a bad opinion of whoever takes away their TikTok. It's not going to be a popular decision. These people don't understand the China backdoor looking into everyone's day. They don't fucking care. They want to watch
the Alabama cheerleaders do not care.
They don't give a shit. And if you think about like how many people are making money on TikTok, how many people think that one day they'll be able to make money on TikTok, and how many people are just addicted. Like imagine if a president came in and just took away cable television. You'd be like, fuck that guy. And looking at it through that lens, I just don't think Trump wants that. I think Trump wants to
because if you think about the cable television angle, is the right thing is I think 75% ads are pharmaceutical companies.
Right.
And if you were to be like, hey, why are we advertising prescription drugs to consumers, not medical care professionals?
Yeah.
That's a little weird.
Yeah. It is crazy to me since I started watching more sports this year, like in the last 2 months.
Everything's a drug.
Everything, dude.
I watch ESPN every morning.
Dude, it blows my mind because I never really watched like regular commercials for so long. And it is every
sports, you're
single
forced
thing.
to.
Yes.
You're forced to with sports because they have a timeout, they have a quarter change, whatever. And yes, everything is a drug.
Yeah, it blows my mind. Every single thing.
The only thing, the reason they must be doing it is that the patient, us, goes to the doctor and says, yeah, I have those symptoms. Can you give me that? Is that it? Is it that simple? They're not advertising to doctors and hospitals.
It is that. It is that. It's like, oh, that could be the answer to my problems. Let me go ask for it. And I think, I think doctors overprescribe like crazy. I mean, we saw it with opioids. There's an argument that it's happening with Adderall. There's an argument that it's happening with antidepressants right now. I think overprescribing is a huge issue, but I think everybody is incentivized to do it. They've actually created a nice little loop where the audience is all sick and wants a solution, and they think this might be their answer. The doctor's incentivized to give it to them, not to not give it to them.
And they get bonuses on how much they prescribe.
Right.
We saw in all the opioid documentaries.
Right. Imagine people, like they've created a business where the customer goes in and asks to be put on drugs or recommends. It's the only way because it is every commercial.
Every ad. And they're regular people. It's not like, a beauty ad where it's like a very pretty person.
Right.
It's like a very average looking person.
Yeah.
So the sports watchers, like, that's me.
Yeah.
I feel like that too.
Yeah.
Looks like he's doing great now.
Yeah. Oh, I have plaque psoriasis. Let me go into my doctor. Who cares about all these side effects that I might have nausea, vomiting, throat closing?
Because no one's listening because they speed up the last part of the ad. I've studied this because got put on. I didn't realize it until Rogan started talking about it. And then I started paying attention.
Yeah.
And then now I'm like, they just speed up. If you have this, you shouldn't take it.
It's like the worst shit. It's the worst thing that could fucking, it's like, do you have dry skin? Take this. Side effects are you're going to want to kill yourself. Your throat's going to close. You're going to puke and shit your pants at the same time randomly. It's like, what, dude? Can I get some lotion?
And the ad's already done because now it's just the fine print. So no one's paying attention to the last part.
I literally mute it now. Because like I think what I was doing, I was listening to mostly like podcasts and stuff during the day. And now I'll just throw on sports, and it is a shocker going from not ever seeing it to constantly seeing it. It's so crazy.
Did you watch the golf thing yesterday?
A little bit. Yeah. Last night. Yeah.
Do they have pharma ads on the golf?
That's a good question. I'm sure they did.
TNT or something.
Yeah, I'm sure they did.
I forget.
Yeah. But it's heavy on ESPN.
Oh no, ESPN, every sports show, every game, it's just pharma.
Okay, so we'll see what happens there. We'll keep you all updated. Next thing is Stanley Cups, which is the hottest item of the year, I would argue. We've seen people trampling people to get the limited edition Target Stanley Cup or the this or the that. And we've heard about kids getting bullied for having a different brand than Stanley. But unfortunately, they're ending the year with a massive recall. They're recalling 2.6 million. It looks like specifically Switchback and Trigger travel mugs. But do you know why? What's happening?
So apparently, if the Stanley mug is exposed to heat and torque, I don't understand what they mean by torque.
Me neither.
Is that just like shaking your Stanley mug?
Yeah, like it's someone twisting.
I think the torque is when you twist the lid
off.
Got it. And apparently, it affects the way you consume it. Are your big mugs Stanley?
No.
Did you bring into the office?
No, there's some Amazon shit. Let me see.
You're getting burned.
I'm Sivago. There's some Amazon shit. Why? What happens? Am I just drinking like black poison or something?
It's a burn hazard, and once you start using it, you burn. And apparently, 91 people globally have been hospitalized. I think 36 in America.
Wow.
And now they've told everyone who has that model to stop using it, and that model's been being sold since 2016.
Wow. What a weird side effect. Like it's burning their skin, you're saying?
Yeah.
How weird.
And enough where they had to recall it. And also, it's crazy that we've been told plastics cause everything.
Yeah.
But your Fiji bottle's not getting recalled.
Right. You're not burning your hand off.
And this is the alternative. Yeah.
It's a lose-lose. Also, it's like, where are you getting the water from that you're putting in the Stanley? It sounds like this plastic issue is just completely unavoidable almost.
Do you think plastics is similar to nuclear energy, where we're going to be like, why are we banning plastics? Why'd we ban nuclear energy?
Well, no, because I do think plastics are harmful, but I think that it's so pervasive in everything, in our clothes, in our drinks, in our everything. I just don't think it feels like when people more so talk about like climate change, like electric cars aren't putting a dent in climate change because they're still made with fuel and whatever. And so it feels to me like that. Like, yes, it's a big deal. It's probably pretty crazy, but I think it's so infiltrated into everything that like there's nothing we can do.
I'm sure everyone at your gym is using similar jugs like yours. No one's drinking out of a water bottle.
Well, not totally true. You got to keep in mind, I go to a gym where people are also getting punched in the head 100 times a day. They're not
right.
Like not everyone, it's not Equinox in Beverly Hills. It's, the least of their concerns is plastic bottles. They should be thinking about injuries.
Getting in your head's worse than a plastic bottle from Fiji.
Yeah. So it's not quite that type of jug. I mean, a lot of people have the jugs, but there's not quite the same longevity concern.
Right.
Okay, last but not least, Frontier Airlines has a new deal. They are offering a $299 all-you-can-fly annual pass, which gets you unlimited trips to domestic and international destinations. What the fuck? What's the scam here?
Josh knows the fraud. Josh, take the mic.
This is ridiculous. Right. What's the fraud? Did you try it?
So when they first did this a year or two ago, it was originally like $600 or $700.
Yeah.
So I was like, what the hell? It's worth a shot. I never fly Frontier, but let's see what this deal's like. Right. And they tell you up front that there's blackout dates where it's like 60 days out of the year you can't travel, which is when they're busy, holidays, all that kind of stuff, which is still cool. For $700. You can do potentially 300 trips.
Right.
But there's a stipulation. You have to book it the day before you fly within the country. And then when I actually had that availability and I wanted to go somewhere, I would go ahead and try and book the flight. And there's like 3, 4, 5 day like overlays in other places.
Oh, wow.
Or the date. 3 or 4 or 5 day
layover.
So then you're spending more on the hotel.
Exactly.
Than the flight. Because Frontier's a discount airline.
Right.
What a scam.
And then on top of that, there's no guarantee that those days that are like greenlit that you can use it, that there's going to be a flight going anywhere. Like, it's just completely ridiculous. I don't know if they've updated anything since then, but
did you ever use it once?
I tried to use it like 20 times.
But did it ever work? Did you ever get on a flight?
Not once.
So you just gave them $700?
$700.
I spent $700.
Full margin.
And then they have a stipulation too. If you don't opt out for the next year, they hit you with the full price, which is $2,000. And then they have it set up really, really well where it's incredibly difficult to opt out.
How is this legal?
I think Doge needs to get on this ASAP.
Doge needs to get on this, dude. This
actually affects the masses.
I mean, that is as predatory as it gets. That is insane.
Yeah,
and this thing's probably getting a lot of press, right? This is all you can fly. I mean, it sounds like great marketing.
They did that. They did a summer deal a year or two ago where it was like $400 down from the 6 or 7. I heard there was supposed to be, I can't confirm it, but I heard the first year they did that, the people tried to do like a class action on it.
Right.
But I don't know where that went, but that would have been nice. Would like to get my $700 back.
Holy shit.
That's a lot of money, and absolutely asinine that they make you wait 3, 4, 5 days because it's more than the 700. Because you're paying for food there, whatever. It's not like you're going home and eating mom's cooked lunch.
Right.
What a scam. Okay, well, fuck Frontier, man. That is crazy. Don't fall for this one, Kathy.
I'm glad Josh was able to smoke this out for everyone, because it seemed, when I read the article, I said every 20s, I was thinking to myself before we came in, I was like, if you're in your 20s, this is a no-brainer.
Right. Absolutely. Wow. Well, a lot of people are going to get scammed here.
Well, not our listeners.
Yeah, this should be illegal. Okay, so I'm going to do my winner of the week and then I have to take off. My winner of the week is In-N-Out, my favorite cheeseburger in California. There's a big debate, In-N-Out or Shake Shack. And anyone who says Shake Shack and Five Guys, I mean, it's just ridiculous. If anyone who says Five Guys or Shake Shack, I don't trust you. I can't relate to you. I don't agree. In-N-Out's the best. And they posted this tweet that said In-N-Out's goal is to provide high quality food while also maintaining cheap and affordable prices. The current prices for a double cheeseburger, fries, and a drink in California is In-N-Out is $10.45. McDonald's is $11.97. And Five Guys is $21.57. So the crazy thing here is, I do think this might sound ridiculous. In-N-Out does have incredibly high quality. Like, I obviously I notice, not to do an ad for In-N-Out, but I notice like when I eat In-N-Out versus when I eat McDonald's, it's a very different feeling that I get afterwards. Also, part of the reason why In-N-Out has such limited locations is because of something with being close enough to their distribution facilities so they don't have to freeze their patties and things like that. They really care a lot about quality over even like size or revenue. But to see that they're also doing that and beating McDonald's and Five Guys, half the price of Five Guys, but beating McDonald's even on affordability is pretty admirable. I mean, I think as a business highlight, they're a winner.
Yeah, they're extraordinarily profitable. Obviously, they're still private. They actually just launched or announced that they're going to go to the East Coast for the first time.
Nice.
So there's going to be an In-N-Out in New York. So all the East Coasters can shut the fuck up, even though I don't eat beef. But
yeah,
everyone likes to shit on In-N-Out because it's a West Coast brand. What I don't understand is how they're so profitable with the same labor costs as a McDonald's and a Five Guys. Right. And their labor cost is actually probably double because there's like the known thing. You go to In-N-Out, you make like a significantly higher wage. Yep. Like you can make 6 figures as an In-N-Out employee in the restaurant, not corporate.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that there's also something to the simplicity. Like they only offer a very limited amount of items that I think helps with their margin and stuff. But yeah, it's just such a well-designed business. And
if I went to the random diner and ordered a grilled cheese, I'd feel like shit. Yeah. If I go to In-N-Out and I get a grilled cheese, I feel fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Same with a burger. Like the difference of eating McDonald's and In-N-Out is night and day, the way that you feel, but it's just fascinating. I think from like a business perspective, they've just done such a good job. Not to mention they have lines like the fucking Supreme store. I mean, there's an In-N-Out on the way back from the gym to my house. And every time, I would say almost every time I leave the gym, I'm open to In-N-Out, but I drive by it. And if there's not a huge long line, I'll stop. That's literally like once every 3 weeks because there's just a line like all the way down the street. And so I obviously am not going to sit in that, but it's every single day, nonstop lines. I mean, they could probably charge $30 for, this meal, but they don't. They keep it low.
That's probably how they're driving the volume, why people are willing to wait in the line. Because you're getting a high quality product for a fraction of the price of shitty product.
Right. And think about how tempting it would be to raise the price or lower the quality or expand the locations, or like there's so much temptation to do all of these different things that they are not doing. Add more items, add chicken tenders, they really are so disciplined.
I feel like In-N-Out and Trader Joe's are the two best well-run private companies that deliver food. Because we've seen the stories about Trader Joe's. They are extremely profitable on each location and they're affordable. In-N-Out's affordable now compared to everything else. Yeah. I never thought about In-N-Out as more affordable than McDonald's.
Never. I would have said, if you would have asked me before I opened this, I would have said McDonald's is half.
Right.
That's crazy. Okay, well, there you go. That's an incredible business lesson. They're my winner of the week. Okay, Anand, you go. What is your biggest winner of the last week?
My winner of the week is the Phoenix Suns. Matt Ishbia, the owner, has announced new concession prices in the arena. $2 hot dogs, $2 waters, $2 sodas, $2 chips, $2 popcorn. A family of 4 used to spend $98 on hot dogs, water, and popcorn, but will now pay $24 instead. I think this is fantastic. Obviously, Matt Ishbia is worth billions and billions of dollars and paid billions and billions for the franchise, but wants to create a great customer experience. And I think it's going to go great for the city of Phoenix and their fans, and probably have more buy-in, and you'll get more viewership locally and your regional rights will go up. So I think it's a smart move. It's similar to what we talked about with In-N-Out. Keep your prices consistent, keep your quality high, and you'll extract more value on the long tail. So I do think it's a capitalistic move, but you also benefit the consumer. So you could do both, in my opinion. And my loser of the week is the healthcare system. So, as many of you know, I'm pretty involved with the UCLA hospital, and learned that pediatric reimbursements on insurance are a fraction of adult reimbursements on insurance. So adult reimbursements have Medicare. This is for people that can't afford the care that they're getting. And so Medicare comes in and helps adults. And for children, it's Medi-Cal, and Medicare will cover most of it. And Medi-Cal typically covers 10 cents on the dollar in a hospital visit. So people that don't have proper PPOs for their children are getting screwed in the healthcare system. They're going bankrupt. They're in poverty, and they can't work because their kid's sick, and then they have no coverage. And it's pretty crazy because that pediatric patient, if you just think, like I was talking about capitalism, if you solve the pediatric cause, they won't become an adult patient. So we're actually burning the system long-term by having this silly system. So, you know, as I learn more about the healthcare system in America, it's significantly flawed, and, you know, hopefully something can be done about it eventually. And then my content of the week is the college football playoffs start this weekend. I think Friday night's the first game, and ratings are going to be bananas. It's the first time it's a 12-team playoff. I think everyone has a shot, to be honest. The way college football has gone this year, every team 1 through 12 has a shot to get to the finals and win the championship, which I think is a pretty cool feature. And then at the end, half the players on all the teams will go transfer in the free agency process, which is now the NCAA portal that exists. So that's my content. And I think we have a few shout outs. All right. We have one shout out from Baron's wife, who came and visited me and Dee last December and sat in for one of our podcasts. We gave a shout out, said thank you. And it's his 27th birthday this Sunday, December 22nd. And I was wondering if you could give him a shout out, which we are. Thank you. We love your pod and listen together all the time. Happy birthday to you, Baron, and wish you a great year. All right. We'll see you Sunday.